Hey guys, this is Amber with thelovegal.com and youtube.com/thelovegal and law-of-attraction-blueprint.com. And in today's video, yes, talking about money manifestation again. Why? Because this is something that we all need. We all need money to survive. And I do understand times are hard right now. So in this video, I'm going to be giving my hack that I do every time I want to manifest money. And in this video, I'm going to be giving out a few techniques that I do that manifest me money every single time. And I'm going to be walking through the exact steps. So I hope that you stay for this video. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to get notified about when I drop new content. My next video may be the one that you need to see. If you have your eyes set on a certain amount of money and you would like to manifest that, let's say within the next 30 days, go ahead and give this video a like. Hopefully the tips and the techniques that I talk about in this video will help you attract the amount that you want. Now, before we get started, I want to remind you that your frequency is your power and it is your peace. When you are vibrating at a higher frequency, certain individuals are going to fall off. Certain scenarios are going to fall off. You won't even be in a certain predicament when you are vibrating at a higher frequency. Money is at the top. It's up here. If you want to attract money and just be a money magnet, just everywhere you go, oh my gosh, money is following me. Worry about raising your frequency. And I have to remind people all the time, when it comes to manifesting money, you do not have to constantly think about money. If you're trying to raise your vibration to attract money, but you have some resistance regarding money, I recommend don't even think about money at all. I know it's taught that you get what you focus on. However, good things happen to you at a higher frequency. So what do you do in this case? And this is just a reminder before we even get into the video, right? I want you to think of a certain scenario. I want you to think of maybe a loved one, maybe a past memory, maybe a certain time in your life that was easier. Watch your favorite movie, maybe it's certain music. I want you to get lost in thinking about something that you love. Just focus on something that you love and watch how your energy shifts. And when your energy shifts, watch how much easier money comes to you. Focus on everything that you love about this person, place, or thing. And what I do, I go down the list. I'm like, I love when this person tells me how they feel. I love when we go on vacation together. I love their curly hair. I love their beautiful brown eyes. I love words hold vibration. Words hold a frequency. So you're constantly saying, I love, I love, I love, I love. And what you're doing, you're raising your frequency as you're focusing on the person that you love. Love, happiness, joy, excitement, that's all at the top of the chart. When you're thinking about a certain person, place, or thing, like I love when this happens, I loved when that happened, that was a great memory, and so on and so forth. Now, I do understand. You may not have anything to look forward to or people that you love. Maybe you're just going through a certain period in your life where you just like, look, I've been trying to raise my vibration and it just sucks for me right now. Everybody sucks. Everything around me sucks. I get it. So the affirmation that you can use and what I recommend, I was just using it this morning. Okay. And it's out of a book called Radically Happy. You can find it on Amazon. The affirmation is, I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with what I have. And I will just repeat it over and over and over and over again. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with what I have. And in the midst of all that, I do sprinkle in a little visualizing of things that I do love and that I am grateful for. Even if you only have $4, be grateful for that $4 because you're showing the universe, hey, I'm grateful for this. I welcome this. I welcome another $4 and another $4 and eventually it'll add up. But anyway, let's actually get into the video. But before we get started, I do want to read a testimonial. And I do this for motivational purposes. Okay, first one. This next testimonial goes with what I'm about to explain in this video. So I hope I'm saying the name right. Aaliyah? Aloha Amber. I wanted to share back in July 2023, I watched your video, How to Manifest Money with No Job, Paycheck, or Business. Feel free to post my testimony. Your manifestation techniques are the truth. I visualized my husband's reaction to me manifesting $3K or more, $3,000 or more. I visualized me on the way to the ATM grabbing and counting the money out loud in my hand, as well as what I would buy with the money. I also wrote in my journal, I want an extra $3,000 in my FCU account within 7 days to buy my family and I necessities. 5 days later, I woke up to my husband asking me what these 4 deposits in my account totaling up to $4,723. I started laughing as he reacted exactly as I visualized, but more so because I did not do a thing besides their manifestation tips in that video. I was also happy and grateful for you. I immediately got your manifestation bundle. Below is my actual journal entry before and after I applied the techniques, including the deposit amounts. Thank you for resending my order. Wishing you and yours prosperity, joy, in all you do. So, one of my favorite things to do and visualize is me going to the bank. And I literally start my visualization from my house, really backing out of my driveway, reversing, visualizing every street I have to go to and go through to get to the bank. And once I get to the bank, I pull around on the back side. I always make it a point to look up at the logo on the bank, and I drive around. And as I'm driving around, I'm visualizing, I can see it. Excuse me, I'm going to the ATM part. You know, and I'm not sure how it is in other countries, but in America, you have the tellers that you could get a live person, and then on the other, in a couple more stalls, you have maybe an ATM or two. I go around to the ATM. I'm visualizing putting my debit card in the machine, and my ATM, it says, you know, welcome. What would you like to do? I push withdraw. It'll ask how much, and the amount that I want to manifest, I enter it in. Say I want to manifest $2,000, an extra $2,000, right? So I'm entering in $2,000. Now, your debit card more than likely has limits on it. So if your debit card has maybe a lower limit, say you could only get out $400. Okay, well, then you will visualize going to a live teller. Make it work for you and make it to where your subconscious actually believes it. Feel me? But in my case, go around $2,000, right? My machine will ask me, how would you want the $2,000? So to make it easy on myself, 20 $100 bills. And then it'll ask, basically, would you like it from your checking or your savings? And then I will push enter. And then you will hear, beep, spit out. And then I will visualize myself grabbing the money, grabbing the receipt, looking at the receipt, seeing the available balance that I want to have in my bank account, right? And then I will grab my debit card back. And I do this little thing. My mama had me doing it, clearing the machine just to, you know what I'm saying? And then I look up in the mirror of my vehicle to see if anybody is behind me waiting on the machine. If somebody's waiting on the machine, I pull forward and pull up in a little parking spot while I count the money. But in my visualization, nobody is behind me. So I sit there. You know, we can't really trust these machines. So we got to make sure. We got to make sure the money is there, right? Mind you. Okay, so now in my hand, I know what my hands look like. And I know how I count money. So how do I count $1,000 in hundreds? When I'm counting hundreds, I go 100, 200. I'm seeing what the dollar bills look like. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. I put 1,000 down on my knee. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 2,000. Boom. Got the money. And then I make my way home. And I visualize that multiple times as I'm going to sleep. It's like a little commercial in my head. It works for me and it has worked for numerous other people. I just read a testimonial where somebody literally sent me like, hey, yeah, I've used your visualizing scenarios like you said in that one video. So I do have a PDF. It's called Manifestation Momentum. And I know people, I created it because I know people struggle with what to visualize. I get it all the time. I'm trying to manifest this. What can I visualize? You want visualizing ideas, right? With this PDF. It has over 33 different scenarios across 11 different subjects. It's 3 scenarios for each subject. And also, I have over 275 affirmations that I have curated and put together myself and use myself. It's all in one PDF. It's going to be linked below in my description box to this video, alongside all of my other manifestation tools. My guided scripting worksheets. There are 27 subjects now. You could just browse on the website. My main website, lawofattractionblueprint.com, is going to be back up and running within the next week or so. But my backup website, howyoumanifest.com, you can go and browse all of the tools. And I have one more testimonial before I move on to the next tip. This is from Kyle. I've been following you online for quite some time, and things are starting to click now. I decided to go all in and just trust what you're saying. Guess what? I bought the new Become a Money Magnet digital book and filled out the script and worksheet. A check just came in the mail from my old job for $42,300. I still can't believe it. I don't even know how they got my address. It's been 13 years, or it's been at least 13 years since I worked for them. We have manifested some things over here, and to be honest, I love hearing from y'all and what y'all manifest based on what I tell you. And it feels amazing to know you guys actually at least try what I'm saying. But I do have a How to Manifest Money ebook that gives all my tips and techniques, what you could be doing wrong, how to fix and correct certain stuff. That's going to be linked below as well. Now, my next tip that I can give you, get into the idea of who you want to be when it comes to making money. Who is the person that has what you want? So if you are a person that wants to live a certain lifestyle, or even if you are a certain person that just wants to be comfortable, you're not even greedy, you just don't want to be stressing, you have to get into the mindset of that person. How does that person think, walk, talk, think about? Where do they go? Who do they hang out with? What area, neighborhoods are they hanging out in? So when you wake up in the morning, the best thing to do to saturate your subconscious is to think from the perspective of the person who you want to be. I know I have a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, up and coming entrepreneurs who watch me. And I recommend thinking from the standpoint of a successful person when you wake up in the morning. What does your morning look like? Before I even open my eyes, one, I go down a list of gratitude. Let's start off your day with gratitude. Even if you don't have enough, be grateful for what you have at this moment. I'm telling you, gratitude will take you extremely far. I go down the list. Thank you for waking me up this morning. You didn't have to. Thank you for giving me my comfortable bed. Thank you for this quiet neighborhood I live in. Thank you for my mom. Thank you for waking up my mom. Thank you for waking up my sisters. Thank you for protecting us and keeping us safe. Thank you for the amount of money that I have made in the past and the amount of money that I'm going to be making in the future. Thank you for this beautiful day it's about to be today. Thank you for such an easy day that I'm about to encounter. Thank you for the fresh water that I get to drink today. Thank you for the sun. Thank you for the birds chirping outside. Thank you for the indoor plumbing. Look, until you've been through the trenches, certain things you just grateful for, you know what I'm saying? And then get into the mindset. Some people call it delusional. I feel like you have to be 1,000% delusional to manifest. You do. Because you have to ignore your reality constantly. Ignore it. This isn't my life. I'm looking this way. This is my life. Get into the habit of speaking things into existence, literally talking out loud. You know what I love to do? Especially if you're a person that struggles with visualizing. I know a few of you have written into me and it's like, hey, I can't visualize. I don't see anything in my head. And I do know that's a thing where you can't see, you can't imagine, you can't. So this is what I'm going to tell you to do. Another one of my favorite things to do, be delusional. So what I do, I pick a person in my life, and what I like to do, I'm in the shower and I can hear the person ask me the question in my head, and I will respond out loud. The person is like, Amber, how much do you make? I'm not going to say what I make today, literally in real life. I'm going to say what I want to make in the future. So I even make it more realistic. They're like, Amber, how much you make? And I give a little smile, and I'm always like monthly or per day? Like, what you mean? And they'll be like, yeah, how much do you make per day? And I would say, I started doing this when I wanted to make 1,000 a day. Now I have upped the number. So I would say the number and they'd be like, what? You make that a day? And I'd be like, yeah, I make it a day. Dang. So that means you make so-and-so a month. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. I hear their voice asking me and talking to me in my head, and then I'm responding out loud. I do this a few times a week. The first time I started doing that, I kid you not, within 2 weeks, I started making $1,000 a day. It's all about convincing your subconscious mind. But yeah, I do have identity shifting audio. Basically, if you don't have nobody to talk to, you can talk to me. It's 3 different audios. One audio is where we're sitting out at the restaurant and I'm asking you and interacting with you as if we're really talking to each other. So if I say something, you respond back to me. If I'm asking you a question, you respond back to me. Like, one of the things I say, I'm like, yeah, I heard you came up on some money. Like, how much was it? Say the amount that you want to manifest. There have been people who be like, oh yeah, I listened to it on the way to work and I've already manifested an extra 2,000. But yeah, all of that is going to be linked in my description box below. All you got to do is scroll down. And to my people who have sent me donations through Cash App, I thank y'all so much. Like, I thank y'all so much. Running my website is not free. Just to keep this thing up and going, I have to pay for stuff, you know? But I thank y'all. I love y'all. And until next time.